Hi guys, I'm Lori.
I'm David.
And this is Mermaid and Jedi Adventures. Today on Mermaid and Jedi Adventures, kind of in our countdown towards going to Walt Disney World in a few weeks, we are filming a video on ways to beat the heat. As you know, it is very hot and humid in Florida, so we've come up with a little list of ways that we like to use to beat the heat while we're there.
Yeah, so the first thing you should get is like a small little portable fan. It's like a hand fan or a misting fan. They sell misting fans in the theme parks, or you can buy ones at, I think we bought ours at Walgreens.
Yeah.
You kind of look through the summer section, and there's little fans that are kind of misty, and I think they always have them in Orlando. But if you're not in Orlando, look for misting fans like that at department stores or convenience stores, things like that, because they're a little bit cheaper than buying the ones at Disney.
Yeah. I also have in line with the fans, I have a hand fan that I use that just folds out and just fan yourself. It provides a lot of breeze, and it was about, I think, $1.50 or something at Dollarama.
Yeah. Another thing besides fans is you can get free ice water at locations.
Yep.
At the through the parks. I believe it's at where they sell the food. You can ask for a cup of ice water and they give it to you.
Also, what we do with some of our waters is we'll freeze them the night before. We put them in the freezer, and that way, as the heat of the day goes on closer to lunch, they're defrosted and they're still nice and cold.
Yeah. Another way, one of the best ways of beating the heat, naturally, is just find some shade in the air at the park. There's a few areas you can go to that have kind of tall buildings that you can kind of hide behind to help yourself cool off a little bit.
Yeah, find a tree or some kind of shade. Another way to beat the heat is to maybe go to some shows, go see some shows when it's really hot. Particularly Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom, I find, are the two hottest parks, but Animal Kingdom is by far, we've talked about this before, I have no idea why it's so hot. I don't know if it's because there's blacktop or if it's just more humid, there's more water, but it's always quite hot there. But so when it's the heat of the day or you're really warm, that's a really good time to go see the Nemo musical or the Lion King. Or if you're at Magic Kingdom, go to Carousel Progress or to Mickey's PhilharMagic, just to get in out of the heat for a little while and sit in the air conditioning really helps overall.
Yeah, another kind of tip that kind of is related to that is finding some rides that have indoor queues, so you can basically get out of the heat that way. A lot of times what we like to do is go on our Little Mermaid ride under the sea.
Oh, it's so nice and cool under the sea.
Basically, it's underground, and for the most part, it's really well covered.
Yeah.
And there's there's a few open parts at the beginning, but it's pretty much for every time we go on, it's what we normally walk on, and it's a good 5 minutes underground to cool you off.
Exactly. Another way to do that is to find, rides that kind of make a breeze. So whether that's the People Mover or going on one of the trains or, going on Everest, or if you're if you're at the Hollywood Studios, going on something that goes fast and just, giving yourself a breeze is kind of a nice way to cool down a little bit. And the last tip that we have is kind of a little bit of a weird one, but it's a double purpose one. Is if you have an umbrella with you, which is, good if it starts raining, it's also a good way to, if you're standing in an outside queue, like a really hot sunny queue, to just put it up and make your own shade. No one has looked at me weird when I've done it. I've done it a couple of times. They seem to understand, I'm pale, I'm a redhead, I need my shade. And I just put it up for a couple of minutes till we moved on to a shady area, and it was great. So those are kind of our tips for ways to keep cool. What are some of your tips? How do you guys keep cool and beat the Florida heat when you're at Walt Disney World? Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw today. We put out new videos every Friday, and we'd love it if you'd subscribe. And until we see you next time, take care.
Take care.